the case of subway gunman Bernie Goetz. Good evening, I'm Hugh Smith.
And I'm Kelly Craig. That New York jury acquitted Goetz of all charges but one. That charge is criminal possession of a weapon, which carries a maximum penalty of 7 years in jail.
But it could have been far worse. Goetz was brought to trial on charges of attempted murder and assault for the 1984 shootings of 4 young men he said he thought were going to rob him. The jury deliberated for more than 32 hours before clearing him of the attempted murder and assault charges.
Vice President George Bush hasn't even announced his candidacy for president, but he might as well have.
In Tampa tonight, on the second stop of a 4-city political swing through Florida, the vice president is looking for more than just money. Pulse 13's Warren Ellie has the story now from the Hyatt Regency West Shore, where Bush will be tonight. Warren?
Yes, Hugh, what George Bush really needs tonight is support. We're not talking about the rank and file. We're talking about the Republican movers and shakers, the heavyweights who can deliver Florida for Bush in Florida's part of Super Tuesday, that mega super primary coming up in March of 1988. Now, Mr. Bush is having a private meeting right now up on the 12th floor of the Hyatt with some of those movers and shakers.
George Bush is no stranger to Florida. He was an active campaigner for Governor Bob Martinez, who's recently been named state chairman for the still unofficial Bush presidential campaign. Yet, prominent Tampa Bay area Republicans, while privately supporting the vice president, are reluctant to go public.
It's early. It is early, yes. We have some very good candidates in the Republican Party, and I think people want to just take a look at everybody.
Sometimes you have to go above the written law, I believe.
The continuing Iran-Contra hearings have their downside for Bush. As vice president and a former CIA director, the scandal could hurt the campaign.
If the election were held right now, it might be a bit of a liability, but I don't think they've been successful in linking him.
Then again, Democrats, still smarting from the fall of Gary Hart, are enjoying the criticism of Mr. Bush, despite the fact their own party doesn't have an early front runner.
Logically, though, if you look at the Bush candidacy, I mean, we've got incumbency.
Right.
We've got name recognition.
Right.
We've got a lot of things going. Money.
We have Contra Iran. We have a president that he's trying to disassociate himself with, yet still support.
None of this bothers local artist Chuck Russo. He was working hard today to peddle his latest work to the Bush campaign, with little success.
You didn't start on a Gary Hart or anything, did you?
I'll show you a Gary Hart sketch. No, I left it.
But you never made it, though.
He never got off the drawing board.
Never got off the ground.
No, I got Tammy in mind now.
But you don't have a Democrat in mind to go with Mr. Bush right now yet.
No, they haven't got anybody that's a real character, in my opinion.
The West Shore area this afternoon and ran into the incredible traffic jam. This is the reason why. The vice president decided to take a jog this afternoon, and they literally shut down the Hyatt Regency West Shore complex for nearly an hour. This created an immense traffic jam, and that security is underscored by men all over the rooftops here and walking around the press side. As for Mr. Bush's political fortunes, the reports say he's having trouble in Iowa. That's because, of course, of the administration's farm policy. And there also have been some bad reports from New Hampshire, where the Middle East situation, as well as some organizational problems, has apparently begun to bog the Bush campaign down for that first primary, Hugh.
Warren, something that Mr. Hopkins of the Democratic Party said in your videotape report prompts a question. In Tallahassee this afternoon, the vice president said he is, of course, loyal to the president, supports the president, but that as a candidate in his own right, he is going to submit himself to the voters as his own man. That would seem to suggest he is going to distance himself somewhat from the president on some policies, notably Iran-Contra, those you pointed out in your report. He, after all, was director of the CIA.
Yes, and there's already much discussion about that. I couldn't get anyone to really talk about it on camera today. The closest we could get was one very loyal and longtime Bush supporter here suggested that as soon as Mr. Bush formally announces his candidacy, he will begin to move some distance between himself and the president. As she put it, she said, we will begin to see Mr. Bush emerge as his own man. That's a direct quote.
Warren, why do you suppose the vice president is taking so long to formally announce his candidacy?
Well, there's many reasons that candidates will give. One, of course, is the matter of the reporting of campaign contributions, things of this sort. A lot of it has to do with what's happening up there in the Hyatt right now. That is lining up this support lining up these people who are going to raise the big money, who are going to get the big commitments, and who are going to produce, hopefully for Mr. Bush, in his case, he would hope, victories in the future.